Did you see this picture?
No, it's a fantastic picture. But we look like we're in different rooms. That's extraordinary. These are two of the greatest masters working today. So I'm the lucky one. They are both unique, as everybody is. And they are, at the same time, very compatible in my life because they're both brothers in arms for me, and I love both of them very much. They're a form of family, and they are both really dedicated to pure cinema. Wes Anderson has a film in his head, almost completely realized, and he needs help to get it out. It's like he's pulling it out of his ear, and he sort of, you know, gives a little bit to Bill Murray to hold, and then he gives some to Adam Stockhausen, his production designer, and he gives some to Bob Yeomans, his DOP, and he's asking us all to help him get this film out of his head, but it's formed in his head. Joey, I believe, works in a more he's more invested in the process, I think. I think what he's tuning himself to, and what he's hoping that his collaborators will tune into, is a sort of, an atmosphere, rather than a narrative, rather than anything fixed or material. And he also needs help. It's not like he pulls it out of his ear. He sort of throws it up and we all catch bits of it, or we all grow it together. We're like co-farmers with Joey. It's much more, it's more about the process of making it. I think what he does is he gives us an opportunity to do something that we all really want, whether we know it or not, which is to be sort of immaterial, to be quiet and watchful and able to really hear and receive. So that's, off the top of my head, that's what I would say. And I can't really think, even in the great pantheon of master filmmakers, of which he is one, I think he is the latest. I can't think of another who really goes there in the same way. He takes it to a next level. I mean, there are many filmmakers who I adore, Bresson, for example, who sort of introduced, for me anyway, as a young filmmaker, introduced me to this sort of journey. But Joey seems to take it to a kind of new stratosphere. We met here in Cannes and we became correspondents, and we started a long conversation sort of establishing how trippy the idea of working together might be. And we started talking about this film, I think, in 2004. So it's a long gestation. We were always talking about atmosphere and always talking about the opportunity of the frame being a sort of portal. And then when it comes to the question of what I might do in it as a presence, beyond very practical things about, you know, how to fill the frame, we didn't really talk at all about we never talked about any kind of performance. We just talked about how to remain flexible and how to remain questing, so that this portrait of this woman is the portrait of someone who is sort of unformed. I mean, I love to be involved in the creation and the development of the development is my favorite part of the whole process, and sometimes that development can be over a decade. I mean, maybe 20 years. You know, I've worked on films that have been in the conversation for over 20 years. I love that. That's what I tend to do. The work comes out of the conversation. That's what it is. And so there's no decision to be a producer, it's just accurate. I'm just playing, and I like the feeling of freedom when I play, and I can't really, I'm sure there are some things that I can't play. I'm not really that interested in playing things well. I just like playing, you know, so I can try and play an old man, or I can try and play an old woman, or a dog, or a donkey. The play is the thing for me. So as for stereotypes, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, one man's stereotype is another man's freedom. I mean, you know, there are all sorts of people on the planet who love the security of living within a stereotype. I'm not one.